It is easier. It's easier. This screen is dark. Ooh, part of the full moon is disappearing underneath a cloud, but one can tell it's not at the horizon yet. I'm at Edgewater Beach Park parking lot, the west side of Cleveland, Ohio, watching the moon set, probably for the first time in one's life. Almost look like a sun. Just not really bright. It's just dark all around, but it's kind of yellow, and it's falling and falling. I, I feel like the moon moves across the sky a lot quicker than the sun moves. Should check with one of one's YouTube favorites, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's almost gone. Wow, that's so fast. It's just like a top part, and that's because of clouds. There's some clouds over there. Wow. Watching the moon set for the first time. I guess one could actually record that, probably, but probably not. Sacred discipline, power, secret. Your mind and thoughts must operate on the same frequency as your goals. Large, humble courage logo. Write out 50 times. Your mind and thoughts must operate on the same frequency as your goal. Repetition and intensity of emotion. Going, going, going. Just a slither left, just the top part. The Intangible Life by Kenyatta Blackmon. And it's gone. I can still see a little bit of it shining through the clouds. But one officially on this date, 5:48 a.m., Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, has watched the moon set. On the way over here, one thought, wow, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a mate, a spouse, uh, such as one's fancied wife? That's who one is thinking about, one's fancied wife, fancied, as opposed to real. Got those two words from, I can see a little bit of the moon now as it went below the cloud, but it's kind of cloudy, but you can still see the light. My name is Martin Luther Cartwright. Decided on Cartwright Martin YouTube channel frequency for it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money in a long period of time, and to make a whole lot of videos and schedule post those videos. 12-step online money in action is scheduling YouTube videos. Instagram is scheduling Instagram posts. It's scheduling. It's spending, or as one likes to say, circulating. And I can still see the moon now setting below the horizon. But the top part of it is cut off. I'm recollecting when one saw the full, uh, not a full, but a total eclipse. I remember I kept playing a total eclipse of the heart by whoever the artist is. And one was doing the same thing one is doing now. It was audio recording was also video recording, but not the actual total eclipse. One was observing that with the, not the naked eye, but I had those glasses on to see that. Wow, beautiful. Uh, I, I don't want to have the light on so you can see one's face. I want to stay focused on the moon. Focus, focus, focus and balance. Focus and balance. Focus and balance. Practice, practice, practice these principles in all of one's affairs because it's easier to earn a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to earn a little money in a long period of time. Play this video at 2-3 times the speed when it's speaking slowly on purpose for personal review. It's almost underneath the horizon. Going, going, but it's just like the sun. You can still see some of the light bouncing off the underneath of the cloud. Going. Yeah, I can't tell if it's gone yet or not because, as I mentioned, it looked like, well, gone. It's about gone. I still see a little light, but the arc is gone. The arc is gone. That's not the circular arc of the moon. All right. So this video is meant to be scheduled at a future date, and the decision for that scheduling is yet to be made. Yet to be made. I might turn on the light now and kind of read one's notes as a guide. But that's the assignment. How often are these videos being posted? Uncross one's leg. If your legs are crossed, uncross them. If one is rubbing one's feet together, stop rubbing one's feet together. Feet be still. Peace be still. If one's shoulders is clenched up, relax one's shoulders. Relax one's shoulder. Relax your feet. Relax one's feet. Relax one's shoulder. All right. And everything have a goal, a protocol, and a practice. All right. So I'm going to turn this light on now. I got a noisy, busybody person. Guess I can go ahead and clip it to the lapel instead of hold it. That's why I call it a lapel. I'll be damned. Can't have a piece of mind. Know where you go, even at this time of morning at the night. All right. Hey, this looks fuzzy. Okay. Is that better? We're gonna go with that. All right. All right. All right. So I'm just gonna read the notes. It'll go a lot quicker if I do it that way. The fruit of life. The fruit of life game key system. And that's from November 13th, 2025 through November 12th, 2026. All right, I'm gonna just go read. I'm using a mini composition book. MCB, Mike Charlie Bravo. The title of this composition book is Assets. These books are like episodes. 13 years clean and sober. Stumbled across these. I was using these to continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. All right. So if I read 4:40 a.m. Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Unlisted public videos on Cartwright Martin YouTube channel. Where's the eye? Eye's right there. Look one in the eye. Look one in the eye. All right. Cartwright Martin. I need to make corrections as I go along. Watched at 3 times the speed and understood. That means one was speaking really slower than one's normal speed. So there was a playlist, and let me go. The playlist that I clicked on, because I listed all the videos and I was going through to try to find out if everything was done thoroughly. Like if a person, I've noticed I had 608 views on the about or description page of Cartwright Martin. And the description is to honor one's mother and father by using one's whole name, Martin Luther Cartwright. And the end result of this is a book or some type of production called The Power of Frederick Douglass by Martin Luther Cartwright. So on a playlist, I went to a playlist and I had the starting point of Martin Luther Cartwright, and it's a public playlist. So I wonder if that actually comes up. There was one video there, and the title of that video was Martin Luther Cartwright's John Crestani's Teaching Reset. There was 3 more playlists. One's called One Phone, which is laughing out loud, happy coincidences, tall crystal man. I got our like hat in the crown. I'll like crystals in the crown, and I'll like crystals in the. Why this focus is hard in the third eye. I get a lot of happy coincidences for that. So the happy coincidence for that is because I have a singularity phone that I started to use for Uber because the AI act like they don't recognize my face, the face recognition. All right. Um, let's get back to it. All right. So this video I'm gonna and the idea was to make a bunch of videos, basically burning this into one's mind. It's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money in a long period of time. And my fancy wife wrote, and I got to remember that by her own admission, she said that she was dyslexic. So when I asked her to write or even to schedule things on the calendar, she tends to make errors that's not precise, but it gives on a new meaning. But in this case, this is not the meaning that I want. The premise behind it is my mother mentioned in a story about telling yourself a lie long enough and then you believe it. And I remember a lie I started telling when I was 13 to my best friend Brian Cox. And it was a locker room story. And then I remember it was in an apartment that I shared with my best friend Curtis Michael Regulus in Champaign, Illinois, at the University of Illinois in Urbana, Champaign. And I started to tell the story again because it got better and better and more detailed and detailed. And I realized I was believing a story that I made up. And I told him that, you know, this story is not real. I've been lying all this time and none of that never happened. I remember I was 19 years old. And it was way back in 1991. Uh, it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a lot of money, to make a little money in a long period of time. All right. I mentioned Large Humble Courage logo, which comes from one of the Bob Proctor's YouTube events. or Zoom event. I don't know if it's Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, where one of his persons on his team gave an assignment to write out 50 times your mind and thoughts must operate on the same frequency as your goals, right? These videos, and it's going to be a lot of videos released, and this is simple. If you want to buy something from me, you can donate to Clean House Incorporated. It's my nonprofit 501c. At this time, I'm 13 years clean and sober. Uh, so that's part of my purpose. It's a recovery house for men. We do martial arts, 12-step meetings, yoga, meditation, mental stabilization techniques founded by David Smeltz and Tyrone Sanders. If you want to support me, uh, you can just share the link with. I drive Uber. That's what I believe in for real. That's what I like doing. I made a decision when I first started driving that no matter how wealthy I become, that I would always take trips, Uber trips, as part of my recovery, uh, putting myself in or around people I otherwise would not be in a more in a different setting. I like this setting. The universe might give me something different, but the point was one of the things or patterns or cycles that I noticed during my addiction, primarily with pot, which I was using a substitute for alcohol because alcohol gave me the shits. By the way, I'm unhinged and profane, so but maybe I can not be so unhinged and profane this year. So I'm gonna read the rest of what I wrote down in the mini composition book, and it's easier to earn a lot of money over a short period of time than it is to make a little money over a long period of time. Master Dave's routine timer, 11 minutes total on Dave's meditation pillow and LHC, TCM yoga mat. LHC, large humble courage is, and TCM is tall crystal man. Yeah. Uh, so remember, everything have a goal, a protocol, and a practice. And the goal is to have a lot of videos posted on a frequency. I still haven't decided on a frequency. And you know what? I'm gonna stop this. This is a long video. I'm probably gonna watch it at 3 times the speed or 2 times the speed. And remember what the goal is to have a frequency of these videos same beat. Same beat. There's no I don't give a dang about anybody subscribing, liking, or commenting. I really don't. I mean, I consider myself spiritually bipolar. So it's like I can be like one of the things Bob Proctor talked about is a belief and lead a how to the universe, right? And I ask the universe for what I want, and that's people real quick to inspire shame, guilt, and remorse by calling somebody selfish, right? Right? Well, there are levels of selfishness. If that book don't exist yet, I believe the universe sent me on here to write that book, Levels of Selfishness. The Levels of Consciousness by Dr. David R. Hawkins would be an actual, I guess that would be a pivot point because that's what I really mean by different levels of selfishness. You can see a lot of stuff goes on in my mind just by talking. Action. That's why martial arts is so important to me. Not so much as combat and fighting because I'm a lover, not a fighter. It takes just as much energy to fight than it do to love. And I would rather love. Right? So frequency. Let me decide on the frequency of these videos now. Once a month during a full moon, I would rather have something quicker. It's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money in a long period of time. So let's do short period of time. Let's do every Let me see. Focus and balance. Instead of once a month, once a week, once every 2 weeks, let's go in an hour. Let's go by the days, by the hours. Yeah, let's condense that. Because here's the main idea for this, right? And I'm probably gonna be watching this at 2 times the speed or 3 times the speed. And this video would probably, just like all other videos, is unlisted. Because I feel my future self will feel embarrassed about the public seeing stuff. In the universe, inside every man, woman, and child, it's a fundamental idea of God that tell me, oh, you better get rid of this. And I would unlist it. But I'm finding out that what's on the playlist, even though it's unlisted, if the playlist is public and someone finds the playlist, they can still watch the videos if they're truly interested. I'm not sensitive about approval. Acceptance is not synonymous with approval. Acceptance is love. Rejection is hate. Acceptance is not synonymous with approval. The Intangible Life, I call it. It was Intangible Money by Martin Luther Cartwright. But my best friend Kenyatta, he looks at it as the intangible life, where I don't have real physical money, but for over 10 winters, and this is the 11th winter approaching, I haven't had to pay rent or mortgage or even think about it, right? I've been Uber driving, had a gig, so I haven't had to think about answering to some manager or supervisor or somebody trying to put fire underneath my butt. As Holly Fouché, a manager at she was a real nice woman. we harmonized because of my work ethic. And thank you, Dominique Rashawn Williams, for speaking at your great grandmother's, my grandmother's funeral, and mentioning that she taught him that work ethic as well. So, uh, anyway, frequency, condense it. Every 6 hours, that's 4 times, or every 8 hours, that's 3 times. 8 hours implies a job or employment. I can't stand that. Being cat the Power of Frederick Douglass by Martin Luther Cartwright. Freedom from bondage, freedom from resentment. Resentment is a real person too that I wish was dead. Literally. I know you ain't supposed to wish the person dead, but it's really not the person. It's the belief system known as resentment. A thought form or belief system that I want to go away and never come back. Right. So I wish that belief system or thought form that I call resentment was there. And I'm sure a lot of people. I recently saw a movie. It was a Korean flick, and one of the ladies was actually uh, being beaten by her husband, and a dub over said, "I wish you was dead," and I got that. She was getting beaten, abused, her and the child, by her husband, right? And this is a TV show, and I was like, I made up my mind, it's okay to do that because that's exactly how it feels. Resentment. And the main idea behind it really is that that's what it feels like for anybody that the level of selfishness that Oscar Wilde portrays. He says that if uh, it's not selfish to live the way you choose to live, it's selfish to demand that the others live the way you choose to live. I'm talking about the Intangible Life by Kenyatta or the Intangible Money by Martin Luther Cartwright. And sometimes the fear, false evidence appearing real, or stories, or it's not a voice that's not real inside my head, is that there's a belief system or thought form, aka resentment, that would demand that I work 40 hours a week as an employee. I got 2 penitentiary numbers. I'm not just marginally unemployable or marginally employable. I'm all the way unemployable. It's a matter of really physical freedom for myself and whoever I would snap on if I was to be employed, right? Yet I deserve to. I got clean and sober. I deserve to stay clean and sober, and I deserve to help others clean and sober. But other people don't believe it. Resentment. She keyed the hell out this card, talking about I don't deserve to have it, all because I reject her doing drugs in front of the place where I live, and we had relations 8, 9, 10 years ago, and I reject and she's severely mental disordered. Ooh, oh man. If acceptance is love, rejection is hate. So frequency, not 8 hours, because most of you work an 8-hour job. And the point is, it's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a little money in a long period of time. I got those words from Dr. David R. Hawkins. I'm burning in my mind. Just like the original thought of using a YouTube channel to burn information in one's brain, repetition, a voice inside my head once said, well, what is life about? What is life about? Intensity of emotion and repetition is what came to mind. Lars Humber Curry's YouTube channel, it was a quote in the description. For when you succeed at convincing your subconscious mind that you are wealthy and that it feels good to be wealthy, your subconscious mind will automatically make ways or will automatically seek ways of making your imaginary feelings of wealth manifest in material form. And I memorized that piece just by making a whole bunch of videos. And every time I started the video, I started out with that piece. Repetition and intensity of emotion. It's easier to earn a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to earn a little money in a long period of time. So what assets do one have that one can focus on that will earn a lot of money in a little bit of time? And so I'm gonna do 6 hours. I'm gonna post these videos 6 hours apart and see what happens. And use my Uber referral code. Find an affiliate program that has a high end. I would love to sell. I had a passenger, Jacqueline. There's amends to the Jacqueline from All Saints Elementary School to make amends that I can't directly make, except when to do so with Internet or others. I was a kid anyway, so I can forgive myself. But I thought about that just from the name Jacqueline. She was a salesman for IT printing company, and she said the new thing is car wrapping. And some of those print machines range from $200,000 to $1 million for car wrapping printing. So I'm gonna try to affiliate market that in a short period of time with these videos.